Hello everybody, my name is James, hope you're doing well and welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be talking about updates on Max Verstappen and Oscar Piastri following the Singapore Grand Prix. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more Formula 1 content. Also make sure to follow me on X at James's Pit Lane, I'll leave a link in the description, but let's jump straight into the video. So let's start with Max Verstappen, and he finished P2 in Singapore. Now this race was sort of seen as a test for Red Bull. I mean, if you look at their September, they won 2 races in a row in Monza and Baku, but they were, though, downforce circuits. And as I say, Singapore was a test because Singapore is a high downforce circuit, and well, Verstappen performed very well around Singapore with him finishing in P2. Yes, Lando Norris was very close to him at the end of the Grand Prix, right on his gearbox, but Verstappen still managed to hold him off and finished in second. And what makes it more impressive is that Verstappen dealt with downshift, braking and balance issues throughout the Grand Prix, and yeah, still managed to put his car in P2. And by finishing ahead of Norris and Oscar Piastri in 4th, Verstappen took more points out of Piastri's advantage over him in the driver's standings, which now sits at 63 points. Now, as we know, Verstappen brought himself back into championship talk with his 2 race wins in a row in September. But despite taking more points out of Piastri's lead in Singapore, Verstappen has said his chances of winning a 5th consecutive title are over after failing to win in Singapore. Asked by Sky F1 if he remains in the driver's title battle, Verstappen said, as quoted by Racing News 365, "For that you need to win, you need to dominate. We're not doing that. Or at least we're not doing that this weekend, so we're not catching up enough. For that you had to win today, and we didn't. Yeah, that's how it is. We already lost too many points in the beginning of the season. That's quite clear, but we just try to see it race by race. We try to do the best we can. This track is still not our favourite, I think also for the car, but nevertheless, second I think is still a great result." Now, I think Verstappen still has a chance of winning the title, but it is going to be very difficult. I mean, really, all it takes is for McLaren to dominate one Grand Prix in the remaining races, and then I think it really will be over for Verstappen. But if things continue in the way they are, and Verstappen keeps finishing ahead of the McLarens, who knows where we'll end up at the end of the season. But let's move on to McLaren, and as we know, there was an incident between Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri at the start of the Grand Prix. Basically, Norris got a great launch off the line at the start from 5th, and by turn 3 was trying to make a move on Piastri. Basically, Norris put his car up the inside, but then made contact with Max Verstappen's Red Bull ahead, and that touch pushed Norris towards Piastri, with the pair banging wheels before Norris moved ahead. And Piastri was not happy on the team radio following the incident, but the FIA did not seek to intervene, and McLaren allowed its drivers to continue uninterrupted to the checkered flag. And speaking about the incidents, McLaren Racing Chief Executive Zak Brown told Sky Sports F1, "Like all race weekends, you review everything. It looks like Max and Lando either touched or had to check up, so it was clearly an exciting turn 3 incident. Racing, tough racing. When you have 3 or 4 cars all stacked up, that's going to happen, so we will look at it in more depth on Monday, but clearly just hard racing." Now, as we know, with Norris finishing on the podium in Singapore, McLaren are the Constructors' World Champions. I mean, it was pretty inevitable they were going to win it. They've had the best car in 2025. But it looks like Piastri appeared to disconnect the radio when Zak Brown was midway through thanking him for his efforts after the Singapore Grand Prix. Basically, in a clip on social media, onboard footage from Piastri's car shows Piastri unplugging the steering wheel of his MCL 39 as Zak Brown is mid-sentence. Basically, Zak Brown is saying, "Oscar back-to-back champions, tough race, thank you for," and then the radio disconnects. It's not clear whether that was intentional or just an accident from Piastri. But yeah, as I said, on the team radio in the Grand Prix, Piastri was not happy with the incident with Norris. And if you want to hear what Piastri had to say about it following the Grand Prix, I'll leave a link to a video I've done in the description. But that's going to be the video from me today. Thank you ever so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe for more videos, and until the next one, take care. Bye.